And now for our final performance of the night. This is from the play Rabbit Hole. Emilie plays Becca and Antonio plays her husband Howie. Their 4-year-old son Danny was recently killed by a car when he chased their dog across the road. The scene opens with a letter read by Julia, who plays the teenage driver of the car that hit Danny.
Dear Mr. and Mrs. Corbett, I wanted to send you my condolences on the death of your son Danny. I know it's been 8 months since the accident, but I'm sure it's probably still hard for you to be reminded of that day. I think about what happened a lot, as I'm sure you do too. I've been having trouble. I've been having trouble at home and at school, and a couple of people here just thought it might be a good idea to write to you. I'm sorry if this letter upsets you, I really am. That's obviously not my intention. Even though I never knew Danny, I did read about that article in the town paper. I'm so happy to learn a little bit about him. He sounded like he was such a great kid. I especially liked the part where Mr. Corbett talked about his robots. I mean, when I was his age, I was a big fan of robots too. In fact, I still am in some ways. I've enclosed a short story that's going to be printed in my high school lit magazine. I don't know if you like science fiction or not, but I've enclosed it anyway. I was hoping to dedicate this story to Danny's memory. I mean, there aren't any robots in this one, but I think it would be the kind of story he'd like if he were my age. Would it bother you if I dedicated the story? If so, please let me know. It's just the printer deadline is March 31st, and if you tell me before then, I can have him take it out. I know this probably doesn't make things any better, but I wanted you to know how terrible I feel about Danny. That no matter how hard this has been on me, I can't fathom what you must be going through. My mom has only told me that about 100 times. I, of course, wanted to say how sorry I am that things ended the way that they did, and I wish every day, as I'm sure you do too, I drove down a different street that day. Anyway, that's it for now, and if you'd like to let me know about the dedication, you can email me at the address above. If I don't hear from you, I'll assume it's okay. Sincerely, Margot Willette. P.S. Would it be possible to meet in person one day?
What is this? Becca! Becca! Becca!
What?
What did you do here?
What's the matter?
What is this?
What's what?
The television. What is this?
It's the Discovery Channel. It's a tornado program. You asked me about that yesterday. I recorded it for you.
Sakes.
What's the matter?
It's Danny's tape. You recorded over Danny's tape.
No, I didn't. That's Pride and Prejudice. We watched that last night.
I switched them.
What?
Last night, after you went to bed, I came down and I watched Danny's tape. That was Danny's tape.
Why didn't you take it out of the machine?
Why didn't you check to see what was in there?
I thought it was the TV tape.
Jesus, Becca.
Was it the one with the baby videos?
No. It was the recent one. The long one. The one with Mexico.
How was I supposed to know that you snuck down
and
there?
Christmas.
I thought it was the TV tape.
It wasn't.
I know how.
It was the only copy, Becca.
I'm sorry. Well, I didn't do it on purpose.
Are you sure?
What does that supposed to mean?
I don't know.
Why would I record over Danny's tape on purpose?
I should have taken it out.
Wait, why would I deliberately record over it?
I don't know.
Why would
I don't know. You took the paintings off the fridge, Danny's paintings.
Yes, to save them, to put them in plastic.
And shoved them in a box.
For safekeeping.
Okay.
Wait, I didn't throw the paintings out.
I know you didn't.
You don't think I want that tape?
Obviously you did. I'm not saying you did it on purpose.
But what?
Maybe subconsciously.
Subconsciously. Is that what you're telling me at the group? I'm doing things subconsciously?
You're trying to get rid of him. That's what it feels like to me. Every day it's something else. Every day it feels like you're trying to get rid of any evidence that he was ever here.
I didn't know the tape was in there.
I'm not talking about the tape. It's not just the tape.
And the paintings, they're downstairs in a box. You can look at them whenever you want.
His clothes, his shoes.
We don't have space for that stuff.
You're wanting to sell the house?
Yes, we already talked about that.
Sending Taz to your mother's?
There was a lot going on, Howie. We couldn't deal with the dog.
I was fine with the dog. I was the one
It was
walking.
everywhere. It was in the way.
He was a reminder.
Yes! He was a reminder. So what? I wanted one less reminder around this place. That's perfectly normal.
Come on, that's not. And since you never wanted the dog to begin with,
For God's sake.
and you, well, if I hadn't bought the dog,
And if I hadn't taken the phone, or if I had latched the gate.
I left the gate unlatched.
Well, I didn't check it. You know what? I'm not doing this game, Howie. Not over and over again. It was no one's fault.
Not even the dogs.
I know that.
Dogs chase squirrels, boys chase dogs.
Are you telling me or yourself?
He loved that dog,
Of course he did.
and you got rid of him.
Right. Right, like I got rid of the tape. I get it.
I'm not talking about the tape, Becca. It's not just the tape. It's his clothes and his shoes. It's everything. It's like every single time you're trying to get rid of any evidence that he was ever here.
Do you really not know me, Howie? Do you really not know how utterly impossible that would be? To erase him? No matter how many things I give to charity or how many art projects I box up, do you really not think I see him every second of every day? And sure, I'm trying to make it a little bit easier on myself by giving away some of the clothes or putting away some of the photos. But do you really think I'm trying to erase him? That tape? That tape was an accident. And believe me, I will beat myself up about that every day. Every day like I do with everything else I could have prevented, but I didn't.
Come on, it's not.
No, that's not what you mean. Right. Because you know how it feels like? It doesn't feel like I feel bad enough for you, or that I'm mourning enough for your taste, or that I'm mourning in the right way. But you know what, Howie? My grief is as deep and as awful as yours.
I know that.
Really? Do you? Because this is the thing. You are not in a better place than I am. You're just in a different place, and that sucks because we can't be there for each other right now. But that's just how it
His
is.
stuff is all we have left. And every bit that you
I
get rid of.
know you don't want to get rid of him. I know that.
Do you? Do you? I can't do this like this. Something has to change here, because it's... I can't. And I want the dog back. I'm sorry, but I miss him. I want him back.
Well, why don't we wait until...
I don't... What more do we have to lose? I want the dog back. I'm sorry, I miss him, and I want him back.